So today I'm going to be doing a power steering flush on this 2008 Nissan Armada. So in order to do the flush, I'm going to disconnect the return line and plug into another line to drain out, and plug this reservoir down here and then fill it up with fluid so that it could drain into the power steering pump, and then it flushes all the old fluid out from this hose right here into the pan. So here are the tools I'm using. I'm using a vice grip to remove the clamp. I'm using a hose adapter to connect with the 3/8 inch hose. You could use an 8mm 1/4 inch socket. I'm using this rubber closed end to cap off the reservoir. I'm also using 2 bottles of the power steering fluid, and make sure to have a drain pan to drain out the fluid, the old fluid as well. Make sure you have a turkey baster or a suction tool to remove the old fluid from the reservoir. So I'm going to suction out the old fluid. You could use a turkey baster or a machine to suction this fluid out. Next, I'm going to remove the reservoir out of this bracket so I have more room to get into the hose right here. Make sure to put a rag underneath just in case the fluid comes out. Now pull the hose. Make sure you have enough rag to absorb all the fluid, or else it's going to get into your serpentine belt. So I'm going to plug the reservoir with this cap. And then I'm using an adapter to connect the power steering hose to this 3/8 inch hose. I didn't have an 8mm 1/4 inch socket, so I'm using this adapter. But if you have an 8mm 1/4 inch socket, you could attach it to this one, this hose, and then into the 3/8 hose and into the drain pan. Now I'm going to fill the reservoir with the power steering fluid. Make sure to cap it and put it back on the bracket so it doesn't fall off. Now I'm going to turn on the vehicle and then watch the dirty fluid come out until it's clear. Keep refilling it. So I'm going to do this a couple of times until the fluid is clear, and then I'm going to top it off. I'm going to refill one last time. Now suction the rest of the fluid in the reservoir out so it doesn't spill out when you remove the cap from the reservoir on the bottom. Prepare to soak up all the fluid when you pull this hose out. Remove the reservoir from the bracket. Remove the bottom cap. Make sure to have a rag underneath. And then plug it back up. Put the reservoir back on the bracket. Reclamp the hose. Top off your power steering fluid. Close the cap. Make sure to clean up your power steering fluid over here, or else it's going to make noise on the serpentine belt.